Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. We need to talk about one of the biggest issues in the Marvel Rivals community, that of course being rank inflation. Now, for a brief summary of what exactly rank inflation is when too many people start reaching higher and higher ranks, thus making them less and less prestigious, and overinflating the perceived quote-unquote value of a high rank. Now, I'm not here to dog on anyone and be like, oh, well, you don't actually deserve this kind of rank, you don't deserve Celestial, you don't deserve Grandmaster, oh, Eternity, whatever, right? That's not the point that I'm trying to make. I think we as a community need to come to terms with the error of our ways, with this, of course, stemming back to the Season 1.5 mid-season patch. Now, if you guys don't remember, the Rivals developers said that they are going to be introducing a mid-season rank reset, which is going to set everyone back by, I believe, 4 or 6 tiers, something like that. So it's going to set everyone back, but it wasn't going to be like a super insane amount or anything like that. Now, as you can imagine, or if you in fact remember, the community was not very happy about this change. And I will say, I think a lot of people almost felt jaded because the rank reset announcement practically came out of nowhere. So a lot of people were rightfully upset with the lack of communication from NetEase. However, after some community backlash, NetEase posted an announcement a few days later stating that when the second half of the season begins, there will be no rank reset, and that players will retain their ranks and scores from the end of the first half. So this is all fine and dandy, but then we gave it a few weeks and now we're kind of in the situation where we have rank inflation. Just straight up, we have rank inflation. So what exactly has gone wrong then? Well, to put it bluntly, there are unfortunately some players who might be in your matches who don't actually belong at your rank. As we all know, you're able to climb ranks in Marvel Rivals with a negative win rate. At Bronze, Silver, and Gold, you have loss protection via the Chrono Shield, and by design, you will gain more points off a win and lose less points up until Celestial. So while the Chrono Shield is there, I'm going to keep it 1,000. I don't think that's the main problem, more so the fact that you're able to climb this game with a 50% or even lower win rate. Now, word on the street, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen any confirmation of this, but there have in fact been reports of players in GM who in some rare cases have win rates as low as 46 and 45%. So the big problem right now with the rank system is that it rewards playtime. Someone who grinds enough, someone who makes errors throughout their matches, maybe plays Rocket Raccoon and sits with their cock in one hand, mouse in the other, spamming heals on point, they too could potentially reach GM. Do you guys kind of see the problem with this system? You guys kind of know what I'm saying now? It's not good, man. It's not good. But anyways, fortunately, the developers realized this, and while right now I don't think they're going to do another rank adjustment until the end of Season 1, heading into Season 2, I could see them bringing back the canceled mid-season adjustment that was previously going to be implemented. And I think this time around, especially people in high elo, I think people are going to be a lot happier with this change. I hit either Celestial 2 or 3 before the mid-season update dropped, so I was plenty happy with my rank. But I do see both sides of the coin. On one end, there are a lot of people out there who straight up cannot grind this game. I fully get that. I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I can play this game more than most people. However, there also needs to be a bit of a reality check here. A lot of people in quote-unquote high elo do not deserve their rank. I personally have not been enjoying ranked as of recently, partially due to the quality of my teammates. Going into the season, I currently sit at a 60% win rate on my current main Loki, but I've been seeing more and more cases in my games where people simply do not have the proper hero pool to compete in high elo.
Get off, fuck you, I'm throwing. 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 Get off, fuck you, I'm throwing.
Wait, why?
It's my character. Get off, fuck you, I'm throwing. Get off, fuck you, I'm throwing. Get off, fuck you, I'm throwing. Get off, fuck you, I'm throwing.
Grown-ass man throwing a tantrum because he can't play the character he wants to play.
Character, get off my character. Get off.
This is the first fucking game on, and it's quite frankly embarrassing to see people somehow climb this far one-tricking Magic, Rocket, or Bucky, when even some of my friends in lower ranks like Diamond and Plat have vastly larger hero pools. And after the mid-season update with the support ult nerfs, I consistently see more and more people dying due to bad positioning. Is this just how it is, or are these worse players hitting higher and higher ranks? Well, as it turns out, I'm actually not the only one who thinks this. Here's what a top 500 Psylocke player by the name of SK had to say about the situation. Quote, Marvel Rivals ranked is genuinely horrible coin flip every single game. It's way too easy to climb. Imposters in every rank with sub 50% win rate and climbing really high because they played a lot. You lose if you get one or more of these players. Rank reset won't fix it. And honestly, I think this is true. I look at the rank reset as a temporary band-aid fix to this broken system. You set the player base back 7 divisions and the real grinders get their original rank back in a week or two, while the remainder of the player base slowly catches up over the span of the season. But as we all know, the ranking system rewards playtime and you can rank up with a negative win rate. I think there's rank inflation in this game, bro.
I have many faces.
Like big time. Do you think there's people who like don't deserve to be certain ranks or some shit? Like you think like Diamond's overinflated or like maybe like DM and shit like that?
What about Diamond overinflated? I feel like people when you get into like GM and Celestial are probably overinflated just because there's a lot of people who are in the ranks with like negative win rates.
Yeah, well it's because you can climb. Yeah.
Caused by other people, so I don't really know.
No, that's fair. You see what I meant earlier about how these ranks are becoming less and less prestigious? The ranking system as a whole needs 2 major changes. As you may remember, Celestial was added in Season 1 as a new rank spanning between between Grandmaster and Eternity. I think it would be really healthy for the game to add another rank in between Diamond and Grandmaster, and on top of this, overhaul the rating distribution so that a 51% win rate is required to climb. And so while you still may find people who are boosted via grouping with other players or the occasional person who bought their account, this change would greatly reduce the number of quote-unquote imposters with a negative win rate as seen in high elo. A possible incentive I could see is giving extra points to someone who was the MVP or points protection if you are the SVP, thus rewarding higher skilled players with more points. I'm not entirely sure how something like this could be implemented due to the way getting the MVP works. Players who consistently racked up MVPs on characters like Mantis would have that edge against players on other characters where their impact may not be reflected via the scoreboard. But that's just one extra idea I had in mind. Another idea I also had is to change how the points distribution works starting at Diamond. I think many of us can agree that Rivals is a pretty casual friendly game thanks to the Marvel IP. And with that, there are a lot of people out there who may not be as competitive or outright a hardcore gamer like some of you guys out there. But for what it is, Marvel Rivals in itself is a fairly accessible game. With of course the Marvel IP and Rivals being free to play, there are millions of players who are playing or first timing ranked matchmaking. However, I gotta keep it 1,000. I personally don't believe the real ranked experience starts until Diamond 3. This of course being where the bans are introduced. Characters like Bucky, Storm, Wolverine, characters who have notoriously higher win rates in low elo because of their carry potential are off the table, forcing the average player to pick up a new character or playstyle, or having a few characters at their disposal that they can swap to, if say they are playing into dive and getting hard focus, just as an example. As you can understand, the game changes drastically once players reach Diamond, and with that I believe the rank system should be less forgiving, rewarding consistent playmakers with extra points than usual, but rewarding and deducting an even amount of points for wins and losses past Diamond 3. And I personally think this would be a really good sweet spot, seeing as most players who actually want to grind ranked and climb as far as they can will face a challenge instead of mistakenly flying through the higher ranks. But more casual players who may want only the seasonal reward for reaching gold won't face as much difficulty when going for that said reward. And like I said earlier, this new system brings back that sort of prestige and accomplishment for achieving a high rank via the additional tier introduced between Diamond and Grandmaster alongside a less forgiving rating system. And again, like I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm not trying to dumb down anyone's achievement. Even if you did play Rocket Raccoon with one hand, you still put in the time to reach, say, Grandmaster, Celestial, etc., and that's an accomplishment you should be proud of. Maybe next time though, try playing Rocket Raccoon with two hands. Jokes aside, I do think the current rank system needs an overhaul. Fortunately, the devs' due system was inflationary with their initial announcement regarding the mid-season reset. However, I think we as a community can also agree that the rank reset is a band-aid fix to this ultimately flawed system. And in a game that wants to foster a competitive environment and a professional esports league, you need to make these necessary changes before things get too out of hand. Now, let's talk real quick about what this could mean long term. If rank inflation keeps going unchecked, we might see a point where even Eternity, supposedly the pinnacle of skill in this game, starts feeling like a participation trophy. Imagine queuing up for a match at Eternity and still running into players who don't know basic team comps or map control. That's the nightmare scenario we're heading towards right now if nothing changes. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather not see a game with this much potential lose its competitive edge just because the system can't keep up with the player base. On the flip side though, I do think NetEase has a chance to turn this around. They've shown that they're willing to listen, like with that follow-up announcement after the backlash, so I'm hoping that they're cooking up something behind the scenes. Maybe Season 2 will drop with a revamped system that actually rewards skill over the grind. But until then, we're stuck with what we got, and it's up to us as a community to keep pushing for those changes. I want to thank you again for listening if you made it this far, and I ask that you subscribe if you are in fact new around here, as we are live nearly every day on the YouTube channel streaming Marvel Rivals. Bye bye!